I am so excited because today I'm going to talk to you about toxic shame, one of my favorite subjects. So the secret is out. Hi, I'm Kirsten Johnson of richerexperiences.com. Let's start with the difference between guilt and shame. Guilt is what I did was bad, and shame is I am bad. So what can happen, especially if we grow up in emotionally abusive or physically abusive, sexually abusive homes, or we grow up in children in alcoholic homes or homes of addiction, we can internalize that shame so that we get a shame-based core. And so we internalize false beliefs like I am unlovable, I'm a fraud, so, there's something fundamentally wrong with me, I am not good enough, I'm a bad person. So that gets locked down somewhere in our heart, basically, in our subconscious, that we have these toxic levels of shame locked underneath there. And so how does it form? Well, basically what happens is when our childhood needs are unmet, so cry goes unanswered, or we get ignored or rejected or humiliated, we start to think that maybe something is wrong with me. Because we can't, as a kid who's dependent upon a parent, we can't afford to believe that something is wrong with the parent, right? That's too scary if our God is, there's something wrong with them. So we think that the natural thing to do, that we do as kids, is think something's wrong with us. And if that goes on for longer periods of time, the level of the toxicity of it builds up, and so it becomes this huge belief that we have under the surface of everything. We start to think that love is something that needs to be earned versus I am lovable just as I am. So we start changing who we are to try to get our needs met. So we abandon ourselves, we reject ourselves, and we act different, right? We act perfect, we act good, we act bad, we act in whatever way works. Whatever in our family dynamics, in our family system, whatever way works for us to get the attention that we think we need. Because we're feeling neglected. We're feeling like we don't have the attention, the affection, the connection that we crave as little kids that we need for our emotional development. So we act like these different people. We abandon ourselves. We go through our lives, and then we're adults, and our feelings that we never felt as kids are locked underneath us because every time we have a feeling like I'm unlovable, it's too painful to feel, so we lock it inside. We get a frozen feelings around our heart, so everything gets frozen down in there, and then we're acting like someone else. We're acting like this perfect person, or this super achiever, or this underachiever, whatever worked for us as a kid. We usually do that again as adults, and then addictions might happen because, hey, that's another way not to feel. I'm trying to do anything I can not to feel my core as a toxically shamed person, right? So whether alcohol works for that, whether drugs or shopping or gambling or sex or relationships, whatever it is that we can do on the outside, food's another common one, to stop feeling the way that we're feeling, to avoid our feelings, to disassociate from our feelings. And of course, we can become hyper-vigilant, so around that heart, we can be looking in our environment and have contempt for things that, if something reminds us of the trauma from our childhood, something reminds us that we perceive it as we have no value, we're not lovable, or we're flawed, or there's something wrong with us, or we're not enough. There's two ways we can go. We can condemn outwards or inwards. So fuck you or I'm fucked. And either way we take that, we don't want to feel. So when we get in that feeling, then we'll want to do something to stop feeling that way. Those are the feelings we never wanted to feel in the first place. There are other things that we do as well, like being the martyr or the caretaker or the people pleaser. Those are also all sorts of other ways that we don't have to feel our feelings. And of course, because of this, we desperately fear abandonment, rejection, or being ignored, because that's gonna trigger that old trauma, those old feelings and that frozen heart that we never felt in the first place, that we're trying to shut off from. There's good news. We can heal from toxic shame. It's absolutely possible. And so I'm going to make another video about how to overcome toxic shame. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.